Good morning, everybody. And like last year, I greeted everybody by saying Namaste. Namaste. Hindus will greet by saying Namaste, meaning my soul honors your soul. I honor the place in you where the entire universe resides. I honor the light, love, truth, beauty, and peace within you. Because it is even within me, in sharing these things, we are united. We are the same. We are one. And that's how we would greet, Hindus would greet every time we see Namaste. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my thoughts on the care of creation. Hindus are very serious about what's around us, what we are doing on a daily basis. So I will share, and I will be using some Sanskrit words, and then I will sort of give you the English translation as well. So here we go. The concept of caring for creation holds a great significance within Hinduism. Hinduism, as one of the world's oldest religions, has a deep-rooted respect for the natural world and a fundamental understanding of interconnection of all living beings and the environment. Hinduism promotes the idea that the entire universe, including the earth, is an expression of the divine, and all living creatures are appearance of the divine spirit. This belief forms the basis for the environmental ethics found in Hindu scriptures and traditions. In Hinduism, the earth is often referred to as Bhumi, or we say Bharat Mata, so it's Bhumi or Prithvi. And it is considered a sacred entity deserving of all respect and protection. You must see some people when they are doing anything, they will touch the earth and pray. So, because of the sacred entity and the respect and the protection, and that is why whenever someone buys a house or a land, or to construct a new house, earth being sacred entity, they do puja. We call it Bhumi Puja, prayer for earth. This connection with the earth is demonstrated in rituals. So there's lots of pujas, there's lots of rituals before anything else is done. Ganesh Puja is the most, in Hinduism, is most important to carry out. When the temple in Wolverhampton, the Krishna temple, was, I'm talking about many, many, many years ago, when the land was bought and they did the Bhumi Puja, my father was involved with that. So there was a lot of rituals, a lot of pujas. The whole community got involved with that. And there are some photographs still of that ceremony when they did the first brick went for the construction of the temple. So it's very, very important for Hindus to carry out. And we also celebrate, pray, worship the trees. There's a pipal tree in India when I was growing up, and there was some festivals that we had to go and tie the red. I've got this thing around this here. It's called molly. So you would pray and tie that around the tree. And we also worship the rivers and the animals. It's a common daily occurrence for the Hinduisms. So the principle of ahimsa is a non-violence, meaning non-violence, plays a significant role in Hindu environmental ethics. Hindus are encouraged to practice non-violence, not only towards fellow human beings, but also towards the natural world. This includes refraining from harming or exploiting animals and plants unnecessarily. And that's why majority, I'm not going to sort of generalize, majority of the Hindus are vegetarians. So they do not believe in killing animals. So they, put that into practice. So we pray the sacred cow. I mean, when I'm in India on a daily basis, you go and you make a dough, and before you eat anything, you go and feed the cow. That is a ritual that carries out early in the mornings. And then you are going to, there's like reservoirs, and it's got fish in it. So you go and feed the fish. So these are the sort of, before you feed yourself, Hindus will focus on other nature, human beings, and think about those. That is very, very important for the Hindus. The idea of dharma in Hinduism highlights the importance of living in harmony with nature. Dharma also describes as one's duty or moral responsibility. Includes responsibility to protect and preserve the environment for future generations. Hinduism, you may have heard the holy books. One being the Gita, Bhagavad Gita, a valuable holy book, discusses the balance between human activities and the preservation of nature. So even the scriptures, I mean, as I said earlier, Hinduism is the oldest religion. And you go into very deep, which I don't go into depth. I just sort of try to keep things simple and try and understand what is going on around you. So, I mean, you got the Vedas, Upanishads, it's a very deep, and, the epics of Mahabharata and the Gita, which is part of Mahabharata, Hindu scriptures. That also describes, I mean, how I see Gita, Bhagavad Gita describes the love for family, for friends, for the environment. So there's a lots of, deep meanings in these scriptures. But because it's also sort of like Sanskrit, and, I mean, I'm not sort of, I can speak Hindi, and write Hindi and Punjabi, but Sanskrit, so I need the translations all the time. I mean, I think recently about the global warming, as I was saying earlier, Diwali celebrations, there has been a growing awareness of environmental issues amongst Hindu community, leading to various eco-friendly initiatives. I was in India in July of this year, and I'm sort of really, astonished to see lots of initiatives, what they do with recycling, how do they sort of care about the environment. I mean, recently you may have seen on the news when they're burning the after they've harvested the crops, they're burning, and that's causing lots of pollution. And the government is trying to put other initiatives into, but the farmers are saying, they can't do anything. That's the only way, but it's creating a lot of pollution and it's harming animals and human beings. So they're working on that. But I'm sort of really, here, the Western side of the world, I think we are not focusing on looking at Mother Earth, looking at what we, for the future of our generations. So like I say, in India, I mean, I'm also involved with here in England, here in Wolverhampton, tiny forests. So we are growing a lot of trees, and that's the future. We got one in Aspen Way in Wolverhampton and opposite the school. So just doing every little bit as a Hindu to put back into the community or the earth. And also I see a lot of initiatives in India. They're putting a lot of trees, planting large number of trees. And in every village where I from, my in-laws are from, my husband's village, all the community gets together and they think of the ideas and say, how can we prevent this? How can we do this to improve the environment? And I find it really fascinating to see these people, and it brings them together. It's looking after their village, it's cleaning, there's a lot of projects, and I'll get involved with them as well when I'm over there. I mean, like I said earlier, the certain things that we used to do, we are not doing them anymore. As I said, the Diwali celebration, we do our prayers, do our pujas inside the house, but the fireworks and things, they've been sort of reduced so that we're not creating much of a pollution, because it has impact on the environment. So I think that's sort of a bit of the sort of the background to Hinduism. I mean, in summary, Hinduism promotes the care of creation by acknowledging the sacredness of the natural world, encouraging non-violence towards all living beings, and emphasizing the importance of living in harmony and with nature. These principles guide the actions and beliefs of many Hindus in their efforts to protect and preserve the environment. I'd like to, if I can, I'd like to read a little poem which I wrote on Mother Earth, because that is all what we get from the Mother Earth. We tend, I think we take things for granted, my personal view. And once you start going into details about, looking into what our Mother Earth gives us. So I wrote this some time back about Mother Earth. The word I'm going to use in this, it's the word Panjiri. Panjiri is a Punjabi dish originating in Punjab and in Pakistan. It's north of India, and it's primarily made from the whole wheat flour or semolina and purified butter, ghee, and this heavily laced with dried fruit and herbal gums. And mitti, I'm using word in here, is soya. So, Mother Earth, I have a secret in the very depth of my core, a magical curing of time, energy, and life. I will give you the gift of strength with love. Don't worry, I'll look after you. I am Mother Earth. Every Punjabi household has a blend of vigor. Panjiri, like mitti, a traditional healing food with nuts and spices grown from my bosom. Don't worry, I'll cradle you like my baby. I am Mother Earth. Dear daughter, regain your strength after giving birth. This panjiri is pure and freshly made by grandma to increase your immunity, cures of common illnesses. Don't worry, I'll nurture you like my infant. I am Mother Earth. Dear mother, take care of your newborn. This panjiri is passed on from mother to mother. Rest, take all the goodness this potion provides. Don't worry, I'll encourage you like my child. I am Mother Earth. The panjiri is full of all the goodies and rewards, the sweetness of jaggery, vitamins from nuts and ghee, grown in my womb, made with love for generations. Have faith in me. I will take care of you. Or I am Mother Earth. So this is what I personally feel. I mean, we are not doing enough to protect our environment, the creation. We are destroying it. And the love in our families. I think these days we are all getting too engrossed with other things, materialistic things. My personal view, the old times when I was growing up here in England. So I was 11 when I came to this country. So my education and everything was done here in Wolverhampton. And I remember the times when families were together and we would celebrate all our festivals and looked after each other, looked after our elderly, looked after our friends, and there's no formalities. And I'm continuing with that sort of, Eric would know, my house is like an open door. And that's another belief I have as a Hindu. When somebody comes into your house, they are, how I see it, is an image of God. They come to your house. I mean, I had a Diwali celebration. I had about 10 people, and then my family. And it was fascinating, fantastic. How we actually had good fun. And I'm trying to sort of sustain that. And my grandkids are observing, what I believe in. And I'm hoping the generation, my sort of grandkids, my children have kept certain values, principles. I mean, they don't they put those things into practice by helping. And my daughter is she's a ACO, Assistant Chief Officer in London, and she's followed my footsteps. So she's gone into a very caring profession. So I think that is put into practice in her daily life. And my son equally, he does a lot of charity work. So I think we as Hindus, we can put these things into, and it's quite contagious if we can share these, and it can, make a difference for our environment and the God who's created. How I see it is we should sort of at least love it, care for, look after it. And I think we can make our future for our children better, because it is sad when you hear tragedies and, around the world what's going on. But if we lived in harmony, that would be, it's not difficult. I think I might be going over the time. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity and seeing you all this morning. It's just been fantastic. And God bless you all.